When I was growing up, I was obsessed with Rolex, specifically the blue, gold, and stainless steel Rolex Submariner. Then, as I got older, I was fortunate enough to actually be able to start purchasing luxury watches. But I didn't want my first luxury watch purchase to be used. I wanted to buy something brand new. And as we all know, purchasing a brand new Rolex isn't something that's in the cards for most of us. And even though I tried, it wasn't in the cards for me either, though I suppose I am still on that wait list. This inability to purchase the Rolex I wanted made me search for other options. Quickly, I landed on Omega, and the more I researched, the more I learned that there's just as much history with Omega as there is Rolex. Omega also seemed to have really high quality, good parts, and in some cases was actually exceeding Rolex when it comes to things like movements. Needless to say, I was quickly hooked on Omega, and this led me to purchase a Seamaster Diver 300M, reference 210-22-42-20-03-001. And that will be the last time you hear me say that reference. There's B-roll over that because I was looking at it. Omega's new reference numbers are extremely hard to memorize. Just one of the more annoying things, I guess, about the brand, but let's go ahead and talk about this Seamaster. With a 42mm case diameter, 13.6mm of thickness, and a 20mm lug width, this watch had absolutely everything that I was looking for. Not to mention that it has the Omega Master Chronometer caliber 8800. This movement is amazing. With a 55-hour power reserve, 35 joules, and 15,000 gauss of magnetic resistance. Truthfully, all of the work that Omega put into the caliber 8800 blows my mind, and it was a selling point of the watch for me. The biggest selling point to me, though, was the look. The smooth bezel, the laser engraved waves on the dial, the date window center at 6 o'clock, all paired with gold accents on the hour markers and gold hands. This spec of Seamaster was everything that I was looking for in a watch. Not to mention the price when I purchased this in 2020 was only $5,200. Less than half of what a brand new Submariner would have cost me at the time, if I could have gotten one. Speaking on price though, it is worth noting that the price has went up to $7,200 at the time I'm recording this. However, I would still pay that price for this timepiece. I think it is worth it. With that being said though, while I do love my Seamaster, I have a few gripes about it as well. The main one, luckily, is easy to fix. The Seamaster comes in two versions. One with a stainless steel and gold accented bracelet, and the other on a blue rubber band. I went with the rubber band option, and I must say it sucks. It's horrible. It's not on the watch, as you can see right now. I'm on a blue NATO. The rubber band pulls the hairs out of your wrist throughout the day, and if you're doing anything active, it sweats like crazy. The good news is though, like I said, this is an easy fix, and I did switch it to a NATO band. I have literally ran this from about a week after I bought the watch, switched to other NATOs, but it has been on a NATO strap ever since then. I have not looked back at that rubber band. The other dislike that I have is actually in regards to the size and weight of this watch. Coming in at 42mm, the Seamaster is on the larger side of things. For example, the Submariner that we mentioned at the beginning of this video is 40mm and weighs less than the Seamaster does as well, so it is even bigger than the competition from Rolex. There have been times, especially when I first purchased this watch, but if I don't wear it for a week or two as I'm wearing my other timepieces, I feel like this watch is actually weighing down my left arm because it is so large. Also, while working at the office here, I actually will occasionally have to take this watch off because it's just so heavy on my wrist. I do, however, normally wear, outside of this watch, watches that are 40mm and under, even down to 36mm in my Tudor Prince date day, and so because of that, I'm kind of weird. I like smaller watches. However, what about durability? While I did purchase more watches in the past year and a half or so, for 6 months, this was my daily driver, and I still wear it at least once, if not twice a week, switching it out with other watches. How has this watch held up over the 2 years I have owned it? Well, my Seamaster is still in incredible shape. There is some light scratching around the smooth stainless steel on the lugs, but overall there is very little scratching and it kind of looks brand new. Now, I do take my watch off when I get home and am working in the yard or washing dishes or cooking or anything like that because I don't want to get it scratched, and I'll throw on my Beater Hamilton. And as you can see, that one hasn't fared quite as well. That watch is actually only 7 months old, but the Seamaster, taking care of it, thinking of it being on my wrist and being careful not to, put it in situations where it will get scratched, it looks immaculate, and it has survived quite a few door dings, all of which I've looked at the watch and been like, oh no, there's probably damage, and there never is. Speaking of where I wear this watch, by the way, I am by no means a formal guy. I have suited up 4 times in my life, and only one of those was by choice. Because of this, it's extremely important that the watches that I own look great in a very casual to semi-formal setting, and even with its gold everywhere, this watch still looks great when I'm in a polo going to the office. Even on days where I'm just running to the store with a t-shirt on, I know that I can put the Seamaster on and it won't look too out of place. So overall, the OMEGA Seamaster Diver 300M is the perfect dive watch, especially for those who are just getting into luxury watches. You can go on Omega's website, buy this watch brand new with a full warranty, have full confidence that you're not getting something that's fake or may not have the box with it or may not have verified papers. All of that is out the window because you're buying it brand new from Omega. And on top of that, you're getting a movement that is better than what Rolex puts in the Submariner, and in my opinion, better looks as well. However, if you are just getting into luxury watches, be sure to go check out this video where we go over 7 terms that you need to know when you're buying high-end watches. Otherwise, you may feel a little lost.